I think it's going. I'll get like 15 notifications if it is. That was me. Alright. Last time, I moved a few things up to the surface and made some fluxite. I mean, this is the shield fire you see in here. Okay, the stream's going. Just give me one more do on my tablet. Um, so I got shield fire production, and as a byproduct, basically infinite energy. There it is. I'm only producing a small amount, but it's horribly inefficient, and the only way to make it more efficient is to, well, make a lot of steam engines. And I mean like a lot. 15 to be exact. But first, probably would be smart to actually process some stuff if I can. Which I can't. Okay, I turned that off. It's not gonna turn off. It's also moving day, which is exciting because that means I get to go to bring my shit to the surface. And since I'm on the precipice of infinite power, I'm going to make the collective decision to just completely ignore whatever power's still left down here because, frankly, who cares? I have infinite power now at the cost of a mild inconvenience. So, fuck it. I am not being bothered to make things efficient. God, I love these shoes. Fall damage is cringe. I just won't partake anymore. You know, I had a huge iron mine here. I bet there's a faster way down. Because I could also go mining for some iron. And unlike my other runs, I don't actually plan to have any struggles when it comes to producing iron this time. Oh, free crafting table. Well, why don't I? The reason why I say I'm not really too worried when it comes to iron is because now I'm going to be using the better refinement for ore. There's already so much iron up here. I'll take what I can see. Probably leave like one, like that one. Oh yeah. Deep slate iron. Both the most annoying and yet profitable thing to mine. More on the former, frankly. But now I have shield fire, I can actually get to ore doubling. Just, actually, no, better than ore doubling with sulfuric acid. So, yeah. Definitely looking pretty good on the ore side. However, on the contrary, just gonna speedrun the way down. No fall damage, folks. Some extremes come true. On the contrary, need to move up. And as you can see here, most normal crops don't seem to grow down here. Or maybe they just want to grow onto dirt and cobbled deep slate doesn't count. Which, now that I think about it, I wouldn't put it past it. Kind of wish I had that moment of awareness a little sooner, but yes. And it does seem I can make string using wool. And I have a lot of wool. Okay, gives me ideas. Issue is this thing's out of juice. And so is my inventory. The assembler really does not need to be moved anytime soon. I mean, I'm moving into a birch forest, so sapling's not too important. I mean, I'm really just carrying a bunch of stuff I'm going to end up needing. Pretty much. And I suppose I do have dirt on me. Kind of forgot. I do want to test to see if it was my own, brilliance halting crop growth. And I know it looks like I can see really well right now. Or like it's pretty bright down here. Trust me, it's anything but bright. Solely the power of the helmet from this mod, which just gives you permanent night vision for free. Not even needing power. To the point where I'd honestly consider this for as early as I can get this. And do keep in mind this was accelerated a little bit. Due to the location I decided to base at initially, which I tried to mention in the first stream, but technical errors, and my mic wasn't on, but yes. Potato, potato, probably never gonna get used, I'm gonna be honest. That's great, I'm moving the foundry too. I'm gonna leave the assembler so I can regret it a bit later. And frankly, there's nothing really, like, it has a lot of power in it. Power I want to use. Should I try and save it? My inventory is full, it's fine. Oh, that's my matrix. Well, up I go. Now just thinking about it. I've uploaded the shop music from Ski Safari to my YouTube channel, and it seems to have been pretty well received. Okay, I'm going to get mugged while talking. Thanks. No. I made the mistake of having fun. And I really thought Diamond Armor would do more for me. Maybe I shouldn't bash him over the head with a fancy crystal. You know, on second thought. We're good, we're good. Once I make myself a chainsaw, the chainsaw's only as good as a stone axe. Maybe I should actually try and spec into a real weapon. Like a different axe. I'm not gonna be low on diamonds either this playthrough. What the hell? You idiot. It's not my issue. How did he manage to hit both? Oh god, they're on to me. Okay. Well, now I make a break for it. Before anyone asks, I have plenty of plans to improve my ability to ascend. Trust me. Just give me a moment. And I'm now realizing it's currently night and I should have slept, but oh well, what's the worst that can happen? Monsters spawn in? That wasn't a joke, that was a statement. And the answer is most certainly. Oh. Oh, I've been down there for so long the sun actually rose. Trust me, I plan to speed that up significantly, because that frankly took too long. Anyways. Yeah, do I have any cables on me? Nope. Crowded today, aren't we? Alright, Fluxy Charger gotta go. Don't worry, I will be making cables. When I die of old age, I will. Did I bring up the wool? I don't want to hear it. Oh well. Guess I'm doing that again. I really can't wait until I can streamline this. Make it better. Look at that charge rate. Mainly because this thing's power is immense. God, Steam's just... We like Steam. Ooh, you know what? I can do this. And I can use that to make some steel. Not that much steel. Probably on demand. Time to go grab more supplies from the bottomless pit. Oh, I regret building this. And yes, it is necessary. Doesn't mean I can't regret it. Those iron bars I was supposed to grab down there as well. I mean, this I can build. It's the, it's this I'm gonna need. And this isn't even bad right now, because, like, it can make this. Actually, yeah, wait a second. I'm gonna need one anyways for my farm. Trust me, it's definitely better to do this with farming. This is not bad. I mean, this takes more steel than this recipe, so I think I'll actually use that first recipe. Because again, copper's not an issue. Honestly. Where the... Alright. Plans are in motion. Nice. Oh, would you look at that, I was right. That would have been good to know. Because I have food now. Need to get a carrot, though. We're remembering this time to take the wool. And probably also the diamonds. And I can't do chemical processing yet. And, you know, I'm probably gonna need this too. And then I need to start thinking about batteries. Yes, yes, batteries. I know how to produce these, which I want some. My best recipe is this fluxite one, because I have tons of plastic, or not much steel, and plenty of fluxite in comparison to the sulfuric acid I plan to use for ore doubling. TLDR, I have a lot more fluxite and plastic than I have acid, so I will actually be doing the this recipe. Now, I guess there's also this really crappy hand recipe, but I don't know why. Like, there are certain bypasses which I think are nice, but it's interesting. And this thing is just the dreaded comp. Honestly, if you have tons of steel and electrum, that's not bad, because this, in comparison, takes diamonds and ender pearls. Its alternate recipe. Oh, and also sulfuric acid. Its alternate recipe just takes iron. Wait, this is a better recipe. Okay, well, this one produces 8. So, you know, this is bulk, but this one is pretty much on par in terms of its price. So, unless you base somewhere with a shite load of skulk, which is awfully convenient, I'd honestly recommend going for the metal one, once you get, like, ore doubling in place. You know, I need those iron bars. Yes, I do. Be needing one of those for a while. Hello. Hi, plastic. I'm guessing you would want to be acquired right now. Arrangements can, in fact, be made. I was saving the amethyst for something quite important. Which feels like a spyglass, and then maybe this thing. Whatever the case is, I think I was right. Not actually important, but who am I to, complain? And then what I will go ahead and take is... Well, I have a lot of amethysts. Must have found a geode. Forgot where, though. Plastic. Really would have been weird if I tried to make batteries without plastic, huh? Also, this is where I make the batteries, so I'm not sure why I'm going up with the materials. I need to do that again. Because the recipe is weird. Which means I need steel, which is at the surface. Cool. No, I will get on that. I also need another refiner, which... Yippee. I'll do that eventually. By eventually, I mean I'll get working on actually making this place usable. I'm also gonna need more motors, I realized. So, guess it's time, because we're doing motors. Nope, we need steel. And to get steel, I need more steel. So I guess I'm punching a watermelon. Melange. And, going to make steel after a quick power nap, because I don't believe it's... Oh, it's so gonna be night when I get up there. Oh, well. Also, unless you're supposed to prune those glowberry vines to get new spawns, I don't understand how what their okay. I don't understand what their growing condition is. Oh well. I don't know how I got up here because I'm not looking at the screen, but this initial part I need to be careful on because it's like it's so easy to fall off. Anyways. You know, a smart man would say I have plenty of spare torches I don't plan on using, and mob spawning where I don't want them to. I am not this man. Well, these are protection 4 leggings, and I'm still taking so much damage. Guys, I might just be bad at Minecraft. Keep inventory skill issue confirmed. Wait, no, this isn't... What do you want? I'm walking here. Whoa. I want to check chat. I don't know why. But yeah, this whole stream is just going to be me moving shit up. That or building a drill, which, you know, honestly, now that I think about it, I don't even have all the components for that thing. Need one of these, one of these. No. Curious about this, so I'll mark it preemptively. Curious on that. I'm going to need to empower my legs to refrain from keeling over and dying. Do you think I've wasted enough time for it to still be night? Survey says. Yes. Great. Trust me, my reasons for being in a interesting state of power for so long will become very apparent, hopefully very soon. I want to be mostly there by the end of this. And hell, I'll spoil it. I want to make these ion thrusters. They're annoying, but they let me make this. No, you're just a problem. Off of me, off of me. Off of me, off of me. Okay, we can't have nice things here. Maybe I have plan zombies, but no. Plans are kind of creepy, apparently. Just super cool. So about that chainsaw I've been talking about. Yeah, about that chainsaw, huh? trust me, with experience comes the ability to just sort of make it happen. But let's talk generic tools. The chainsaw requires steel, stuff, and I can literally make that right now. So I see no reason not to make myself something to help me feel better. Besides inventory space. If I was smart, I did bring the leather. Okay, well, let's throw my lesser valuables. Grab a shitload of string and make solutions. Yes. How to tell someone likes modded Minecraft. The recipes they just know on hand. Don't you dare. Yep. Nope, definitely a modded player. I'll upgrade to iron in like a while or something, I don't know. Finally, ignoring that. Freedom. Oh. That needs to get updated. Vines show conflicts. We're looking for anything with a B on it. Alright, now I can make a waypoint. And also, boom, backpack. We're almost at freedom, folks. To which, I think I want to do a quick restart of the game. For some inexplicable reason, what can I say? Just give me a moment. Alrighty. After quickly checking and realizing the mod is currently installed anyways, after leaving the world, I guess I'll just go back in and realize I don't have a furnace up here. I don't want to hear it. I'm not even gonna deal with it. Yeah. Did one of them really step in the grinder? Now, some of you might say there is no charger for this thing. To which you're probably right, but I don't think damage actually cares. Speaking of which, better. God, that's so much better. Yep. Chainsaw, everyone, powered or not. I could probably just make the better drill. I just want to find a cow really quickly. But yeah, it does 9 damage and swings pretty damn fast, so it's a good weapon of choice for anyone who's a little bit more on the tired side. And I'm gonna go snatch a furnace real quick from down below. Excuse me for 1 second. Is this getting tedious yet? Oh, nice thing about having a backpack. is no more storage limitations. Yeah, pretty cool, no? Space for anything I could possibly need. Including the ability to make more space for anything I could possibly need. Sophisticated backpack, so what I would do without thy. Probably cry. Just being honest. Minecraft, like, base Minecraft, I don't think needs backpacks. I think the bundles are enough. And, like, frankly, yeah, no. Sophisticated backpacks, not necessary unless you really are a hoarder in vanilla Minecraft. On the other hand, when it comes to modded Minecraft, I mean, you just have so much random shit on you at any given point that this is more of a requirement. And yes, I'm already regretting my pickaxe staying up there, but oh well. Especially since I wanted to use it to grab my furnace, which might be hard when I left it behind. Anyways, I could just do that, and well, so we're just taken care of. So it's not all bad. The backpack is the main thing I needed. Badly. Then I'll get the hand drill, and with enough iron, which I do plan to get my hands on, hopefully soon enough, with my better ore processing, which will also be fully electric, which will be nice. No more coal needed, except for alloying. What I can do with that is that I can use that Silk Touch book on my drill, and that will have an even better effect on ore doubling. It lets me turn iron into iron and nickel, nickel into nickel and platinum, platinum into platinum and fluxite, along with gold into copper and copper into gold. Which is really nice. It's just a lot more convenient this way. So, yeah. I guess I'm gonna need this for like 5 seconds. So I need to realize I have a bad habit of getting rid of my pickaxe right before I end up needing it the most. So did I ever mention I don't like having torches in my offhand? I don't even really need them in my offhand anymore. I could put something actually useful in that space, maybe even a shield if I'm feeling daring. Or maybe some of my bling. The dreaded compound has no strength over me when I simply just can get a large sum of it for relatively cheap. I'm also going to need a lot more nickel, so I might as well go mining for some. And if anyone's wondering how I plan to get the ores like iron into nickel, that's using the fragment forge. And I know I said I'd be using mainly only shield fire for this run, but one nice thing about the fragment forge is it works on full blocks of ore and basically gives you 2 of the normal ore, so it doubles the block, so 1 block of iron makes 2 ore, and then 1 nickel, plus a yield module is now 2 nickel. So mining iron will give me all the nickel I'll ever need. It's weird, but I like it. Speaking of which, I will actually also need to actually make the fragment forge. The problem is the fragment forge is, what we'd like to call expensive. Wow, it's surprisingly cheap. Which is to say, I only really need a small amount. And I also did bring that steel, so I guess we're making batteries. I felt like I had less plastic than that. That says 30, not 60. Cosmic can't count 21. Anyways, now we go on to making the coils, which I think were something like this. And bada bing, bada boom. It's nickel dependent. To be honest, not what I was expecting. Anyways, I'm gonna need more motors, but this is a good lead. So I thought those could grow on basically anything, but I guess I must have been wrong. Glad to learn that after I've basically moved out, but whatever. Silicone. Of course, I have that silicone. Why do you ask? And yes, this is the only thing in the base mod that takes basic batteries. And when I say the only, I mean the only. Yay. That's good use. But yeah, essentially this just holds like 1,000,000 power or something. Yeah. So, you know, it's a matter of convenience. In which I'm fine with. Gonna need to take more than half of that to turn into other stuff. Mix it with sand, put it in this furnace. Oh. I didn't realize I had raw copper in the furnace. It's, I guess, good to know, but wasn't expected. Take a little bit of free fuel while I'm here. I could siphon it, but seriously, a bucket's worth a lot of power, and I'm gonna try and get this stuff processing down. Anyways, time for the long and more than enjoyable ascent to the surface. But at least every time I do this, I get more done. But I have a lot of smeltables, and not enough nickel in that list. So we have to look for nickel, and I'm going to have to mine it. Speaking of which, I apparently just walked into a huge vein of nickel, which absolutely makes sense, so I guess I'll be mining this instead. And I'm leaving that melon behind for a rather long time, because I can't be bothered. It's nice to be able to dig without fall damage being a relevant factor. Right, well, that's nickel taken care of. And I know I'll have to be back down here for mortars. Guess we're doing mortars now. But I know I'm gonna have to go back down for more motors, but I'll get to that later. Friend, do you mind? I was about to let it blow up, and then I realized I'll actually need gunpowder because, well, this recipe's just easier for me. There's two recipes. You have the nether option, and I don't like finding nether fortresses, or the creeper option, but you need an advanced battery, which is obviously cheaper anyways, so, you know. I mean, hell, just that one metal option with 4 steel, 2 electrum, and 1 electrum, like, it's not a bad deal. And I'm already going to need a bunch of those batteries, so the dubious containers are already going to have to start rolling out soon. I guess one thing I just noticed about this mod is that there's a bit of a similarity where once you can get to the mid-game, you do a similar thing to Factorio and you rush the one thing that makes life easier, which is powered tools and powered armor. Well, not really powered armor, but fancy armor, whereas in Factorio you rush bots. Trust me, they're on a similar power level. Well, not in terms of construction, but just in terms of quality of life. And I can finally break torches with a tool in my hand, because the chainsaw doesn't actually get a, well, doesn't have durability, it takes power, which it's gonna stay in this state for pretty much no time at all, because I'm about to go plug it in. Which is the real reason you get this battery. Yeah, no, it's nothing to actually do with what it can do, it's better. Guessing the animation's taking its sweet time. And that, yep, full of string. Alright, to the nether. The nether. Just to say, I'm going to need to make a little bit more electrum. Emphasis on a little. Yeah, no, we're really good on fuel still. I'm honestly mainly worried about these tanks filling up first. Don't get me wrong, I need shield fire, but the rate I'm producing it at the moment, in comparison to the rate of consumption, I'm actually producing a lot more than I'm actually using. And while that won't last for very long, for the time being, it's actually noteworthy, so, yeah. Funny, isn't it? That's somehow something that's hotter and better than lava doesn't burn you. Old versions, I guess. I'd also advise you guys to get used to seeing me carrying buckets of sulfuric acid or something. I do that a lot. Now, what do you think the odds of sulfuric acid giving me third-degree burns are? None. Both of these liquids are apparently completely safe to touch. Thanks, Oritech. Anyways, the raw nickel. I don't really care about upping my, production of nickel, because frankly, nickel's just kinda not too relevant. It's a waste product of producing iron. And before you say that sounds a little dumb, I'm not joking. So here's one of the quality of life mods I have installed. It gives a natural purpose to having rotten flesh around. I'm being serious, this stuff is typically completely useless. I mean, seriously, it's, this is the most use you'll probably ever see rotten flesh get, besides just eating it or turning it into biomass. What can I say? It's just kinda nice to be able to produce this on demand. That's nice. Yeah, I'm working on it. Also, more cable for the base, because, trust me, it's going to need that now. And I think the best thing I can do is move my two most expensive machines over a small amount. Nope. Just strangely, the chainsaw feels better now than it used to, which does not make sense, but okay. Anyways. So go here, make one of these. And then with one of these, I can go about making the crafting grid upgrade. If I had a chest, which I can arrange. That was me again. Cosmic gets pinged 21, huh? Peace and tranquility. Finally. So now this is basically useless to me. Good. Now actually I would like to bring the power out this way. This was just meant for the generator, I just didn't have the supplies to make my dreams come true. Anyways, now that I fixed that, time to make it a little bit more convenient to work with. And I do believe I actually want to build everything on this lower level, which means digging will be necessary. Nope. Yes. And observe, as we now have power. Yep, now I have a charged chainsaw. And this will continuously drain the power from here. It's just a matter of convenience. Alright, now that I've achieved infinite power, I can start actually having fun. I plan to make this actually more practical going forwards. Just gotta give it a moment. Oh, and also I can do this. Now that's the amount of effort I want to put into working my base, huh? I'll move it later. I'm like a magician, but instead of doing a magic trick, I just make my life easier at times. I need to make silicone. Which means I need to take this out. Find some random stones to figure out. Do I have any stone on me? Preferably more than that. I need 4 pieces of stone. And for the sake that the stairwell is really meant to be temporary, I'm just gonna go and borrow some from the rock that's next to me. You thought, didn't you? You really thought I was actually gonna go out of my way to go mine it from the underground section. Well, don't feel too bad, I was going to. I actually thought it as well, until I realized I wasn't going to. Also, since it doesn't take any power to actually club something to death, I just have to assume we're actually not using, like, it doesn't take any power to club. I am just going to assume that we're giving them all concussions. And the power of brain damage is what compels them to not be a problem or something. Yep, makes sense. I really should put, like, my raw copper in that furnace, but well, that involves me using my brain, and that's kind of difficult for me to comprehend. What the hell is this menu? Oh, this is for the augments you can give. I did not even know that menu existed. What? Anyways, now I can just go in here and be like, huh, yeah, no, I would like to make some of this. And it's done. Because this mod's cool. Thank you, Oritech. That's the forge. Exact opposite, exact opposite. I'll probably put it in like this, so I can put it on like speed augments. Do I need that much string? Not in the slightest. But yeah, power is still looking phenomenal as I produce yet more resource. Really, the next thing I need to do is actually try to make another refiner. Nice steak dinner. Look at that. Feeling incredible. Now I can just do all the building from the comfort of my own inventory. 32 is probably way more than enough. And I will actually need to go back down very soon, so probably should be best off to stock up. Oh. And I knew there were cows in this area, but did not really remember there was one here. Because I went looking, you saw me. Well, still want leather, so first try. And that's the reason why I can't be bothered. I mean, I could also ranch, but that sounds kind of cringe, so, you know. I don't believe I need gold for anything else, really. And I'm about to start producing a ton of gold as a waste product anyways, so... Yeah, it's fine. I need to basically focus the Fragment Forge in terms of getting better yields from those. And I basically have the Fragment Forge in my back pocket, so, yeah. Do need one of those, which means I need platinum refinement. Workplace safety hazards. Anyways, for platinum, I need a refiner spare, which I don't have. Silicone, which I am making. Power, which I most certainly have. And, yeah, it's gonna need a minute. But hey, if I ever need string, I certainly have it. And I believe I just made myself a second steam engine. Which I am gonna make, not because I need the power, but because... Oh, no reason not to, right? Yeah. Oops. Alright, well. I think I got everything sorted that needs to be sorted. I'm going back down. And out of curiosity, what does a wrench take? Well, that's really expensive right now. But yeah, better recipes for iron. That's going to be quite needed. I mean, I could make platinum bars, but I really need to just do this recipe and then wash it using sulfuric acid, and then we'd be having a good day. I also need to think about making a circuit board, which I did need electrum for, so I'm glad I checked. Anyways, with this, I can then up it to incapable. So I'm really going down there for the refinery, but oh well. Down I go. Although if I was being rather smart, I would think about what it would take to make the quarry. Which I have the plating, I'm going to make the motors. Ah. Iron. Iron. Dust. Wheat. No. Well, fine, I'll make a better furnace. Because there's actually a better modded furnace I can make. Huh. Which would be the powered furnace. There's two recipes. One of them takes any silicone, and the other one takes any platinum. Now, I know last time I actually slandered the silicone one, saying it was more expensive for the exact same recipe. But guess what? I'm in the situation where I have a lot more of the, applied energetic silicone than I have of the alternate silicone. So, TLDR, since I don't have platinum, I'm using the silicone recipe. Again, it's just a matter of convenience. Late game, you just have so many platinum bars from processing, mainly things like nickel or platinum itself, that it's kind of just an accepted product to have tons of platinum in a box, and probably around half as much of silicone. But in this point of the game, I definitely have more silicone than I have platinum, considering that's the next thing I want to make, so powered furnace it is. So yeah, honestly, I could probably just make the powered furnace up right here, right now. Yep. Isn't that just wonderful? This is the power of having a backpack which lets you craft. If you have it on you, you can just make it happen. Also, for example, not enough wood. No biggie. I could just produce the wood right on site. Yep. Crafting at my own convenience. The modded wonder. Also, there are copper machine cores, which are slightly better, and I will actually need some for using the thingamajiggies. It's a very convoluted way of saying the... Forgot. I will need them for the centrifuges. Yeah. Also, speaking of thingies, coordinates. For some reason, I've lost the ability to take a screenshot with my controller, which is not really a fun thing. Okay, well, this is gonna be fun. Even though I believe I have the feature. Hello. Settings have stopped responding. Kill settings real quick. You know it's good when settings stops working. Oh. It's just not working today, huh? Oh. That's a good sign. Okay, well, I guess I'm doing this the old-fashioned way. Come here, second monitor. I have need of thee. So that's 1897 by negative 1125. Tablet messed me up, that's cool. And then in the next position, here's that should be covered. No worries. Parkour has me covered. 1890 by negative, remove the automatic space, 1132. Nice. Anyways, time to make more motors. Which I'm out of EM coils. Stop. Refrain. Huh. Really just barely wasn't enough, huh? And for as annoying as that is, I can just pick it up and move it. Really, I'm getting to the point where I'm just taking what I want and putting it where I want it. Which is nice. I like this. This also now means I have no more structures that are really relevant for down here. Which does basically mean I'm moving out. I mean, complementary lava is nice and all. So yeah, I'm basically moving out of my initial base. I was actually going to base on the surface originally, but due to unforeseen errors, I've ended up having to move underground, which was actually spawning below that structure, I believe, or inside of that structure for the most part. And, you know, since I was already in there, I figured, hey, you know, I can base down here. It's easier than trying to teleport myself to the surface and finding out. Like, I was gonna go to Y17, turns out to be higher. But on the other hand, could base down here for a little bit. And well, this place has been interesting, and learning about the loop pools, definitely unique. Not necessarily fun, but unique. I'd say my time down here was fine, and I'm going to keep coming down. It's going to be my source of a dreaded compound anyways. But, and for the time being, nice shot. Okay. Really gonna need iron. Okay. Bones. I'm never gonna use arrows, I'm gonna be honest. Yep. Mine. If you can believe it, that stone pickaxe has survived the majority of this playthrough. So congratulations, it's gonna meet a similar fate to the last one, except actually this time it completed its job. Neat. Really, man? God forbid I actually want to use a stairwell without being gunned down inside of it. Very well, I'll simply make my own stairwell. A better stairwell. And I'll never have a problem again. Even if it's raining and I don't have a bed. Frankly, it's not a big deal. Mild inconvenience at worst. Yes, yes. Also, we're gonna get going soon, but I don't really have many plans for tonight, so we'll see how it goes. The assembler. And this time in pretty much its full glory. Very good. I want to move this charger again. I don't even know where to. Probably like actually here-ish or something. It's not very important, so. You know, who cares? But powered furnace is certainly going to be one of the more important things I get going. So I'm thinking maybe like this. I want to put a upgrade in it in a bit, but until then, furnace. And now I can comfortably process goods without fuel. Which will certainly be nice. I can also process things like motors at my own leisure. Sweet. Alright, now let's really work on this goal. It's really ramping up, which is exactly what I was hoping for. I'm gonna need a lot of steel. So... also noticed I wanted to try this, but am I really sure for that much yield? No. Quarry add-on though. Diamond pickaxe is getting made anyways. That just needs... could just build it in the air. Why not? So let's get lined up, folks. Eight nines. Let's get the starting point. Or no, that's not gonna be the starting point. It's gonna be one of the middle points of the coordinates I took. Yeah, this gives me a good framework. Which is nice. Oh, this is actually where I need to put it next. Well, half my diamonds, but for a small amount of time I get to swing around this snazzy diamond pickaxe. Which I don't really care about, it's just kind of... I might as well use what I have, right? Now to here. And that's the frame. This is where my base is. And this is where I plan to put a giant hole. I'll deal with it later. As expected, I only just barely had enough. It's honestly like the exact opposite of where I was expecting to be building this, so I'm surprised, but I'm not complaining. Ow. How is that the fastest way? It's good to know I did drop it. It's a shame to know that's where I dropped it. Where's the Skillimon? Nice aim. How did you miss? Yes. Okay. Now actually about building the things I need. But that's the basic frame. Get it? Of what I'm doing. Fortunately, this is really fast and power efficient. Get it, fish. This is for Pulverizer Gaming. I could do that. Oh, what's more expensive? Honestly, I'd say plating right now. In a weird way. Yep. Not even joking. One of these. Next thing I'll need is something made of the Dreadic compound and a motor. This needs gold, which I don't have, so I'll have to go down and mine for it, which I love doing. But it needs gold, and it needs what? This laser optic, which I think I can already make one. It's gonna be faster to just go this way. I literally saw it spawn in. It's weird having a diamond pick, but I'm not complaining. In-game music, now's your time to kick in. So I really should be putting in my last gear options. So to say I'm gonna need me one of these, which is actually pretty easy to make. I mean, that's all I needed, but it's still a little disappointing. It's been a long time since I've had access to a normal diamond pickaxe. Normally I just don't care about these things. But yeah, no, these underground deposits are absolutely massive. They're a great source of tuff as well. Issue is, you're spending a lot more time mining. It's like a lot more durability, but the yields typically are better. Do make sure to distinct them from this, because this is not a deposit. I know this is a deposit because, well, I already saw iron there, but if I start stripping down these walls, as you can see here, they're not yielding anything, it's just coated. Which does not mean interesting, so don't make that mistake. If you see an iron deposit, then it's typically a green light to go drilling. Me. Trying to get into the habit of saying it's me if someone actually pings me. Because I don't just like to watch a video and then, you know. Oh, who was that? Oh, it was the video. Thanks, video. You know, these deposits are, they're good. And sometimes you find entire blocks of raw iron in here. I think I found one. It's very rare. And at most you're gonna find 3, I think. And keep in mind how big this cluster is, but you're gonna get stacks of iron anyways. It's just a nice, efficiency boost. Yeah, 43 iron I think is enough for now. Who knows, maybe building materials for later. Until then, just focus on getting the essentials. Number 1, getting out. That's the other thing, they can be kind of maze-ish.
As long as you're not too directionally challenged, it's fine. Now onto the more, or I guess other contender, gold. All damageless. There's probably a chest buried in here. Maybe not. Does it matter? I'm not being bothered right now. A whole steak. I mean, I could just melt down gold and refund that way, but that would make sense, and therefore I'm not too inclined to do it. Plus, gold veins tend to be denser. Ah! I don't really want to mine the skulk, though. Well, not like I'm exactly skulk when I get down here. Nope. It's like the 1 second you take your hand off of the controller, immediately falls in a pit. But yeah, this is basically where I spawned in. I think it was like in one of these. Spawned like in the floor suffocating, but I was able to quickly get out. Did not know that was there. Okay. I thought the structure was safe. Because I took the redstone from here, but... I think that's the first one I activated as well. I'm grabbing redstone. Free sticky piston, that's pretty... You know, it's not as effective if I don't know why I'm being punished. Maybe something up here? I don't really know. I can't figure out how I got out the first time. Literally free food. I do plan to get away from it soon-ish. Emphasis on the ish part. But also, yeah, the more often I'm down here, the less often I need to actually come down here. Which is really nice. That was me. Just thinking. I mean, I really should just be back down fairly soon. Because I'm going to be making this. Right? I mean, the battery is the expensive part, right? Oh, but I can make that happen. I also need it for the chest plate. And then this is the expensive one. This is the one I don't like making. So I'll see about it. But otherwise, I mean, is there anything else I need from down here? I think not. So I'll go take some wood because I'm probably going to need it. And be on my way. And that is how I plan to get every bit of wood this entire run. I mean, that was a waste, but whatever. I guess I might as well try and see if the tree will reignite itself. I don't really care about saving it this time around, that's the one thing for certain. Yep. Do I have enough gold on me? Yep. Alright. You know what? I don't like the idea of jinxing something, you know? Why can't I be allowed to formally, like, appreciate something? To which I'll just appreciate it. I'm genuinely serious when I say this. This might be the last time I ever have to come down here, without, like, using the stairwell. Unless something goes horrifically wrong. I'm gonna make it so official. I'm taking my bed. I'm not really moving out as much as I'm moving up. But as you can see here, this is half skill issue, half I just really want to stop doing this. And allegedly this new thing I'm constructing will be that solution I'm looking for. Honestly, I feel like when it comes to, like, anvils and such, the one thing I would love to see is just repairs no longer take experience. At the very least, they'll take ramping experience until it becomes costs too much. So why does it take experience to fix something? Like enchanting, I understand, but fixing? It's a bit wonky. Respawn when set. Get it replaced. Power in production. Oh yeah. This should basically be the last time I actually need to do this now. And you know, I will admit, probably would have made more sense to make a secondary foundry, but yeah, which will take like all of my iron. Okay, I thought I had less iron. Now I just need motors. Which is unfortunately going to be the harder part. Something tells me this is not going to be enough. Yep. Way more coal will be needed. But oh well. This is the block destroyer. I'd like you to guess what you think it does. That was a trick question. We all know what it does. It places blocks. Using the block placer add-on. Obviously. Boom. Boom. And now, this isn't exactly useful for me at the moment. Basically, thank you. I'm trying not to destroy the force, but net positive on sapling is nice. I just, not in this one case, you know? But yeah, now I have only a few more things to think about. Number one, a drain. And I say that because it's going to dig up a lot of blocks, and I kind of don't want them to all go onto the ground. And admittedly, the quality of storage doesn't matter too much. So I'm not gonna focus too. Can make the glass ones. Cool. No, that's cool. Yeah, I love doing this. Thanks. They're more efficient. Even if not on the computer, they're technically more efficient. The more fish. Make it sandy. I need more coal. And the best way to get coal is to chop down trees, but I'm feeling extra lazy. And so I'm gonna use the stairwell. If you think I thought this would be the last time, I'm not going all the way down, I'm just going to the first coal deposit that catches my eye. There are being quite a few, so this should only take a little bit. There it is. I didn't even know this was here, but I've seen it now. Love's coming back down here. Let's continue on for good measure. It's not like I'm really worried about the condition of this pickaxe anyways. It's basically already served its role to me. I might as well just produce the module if there's nothing else down here interesting. Which I can't just make on me, right? No, I need another motor. I love producing motors. I really love them. Who am I kidding? I did make it significantly cheaper to produce, so... Yeah, could be worse. Could be better, but could be worse. But yeah, starting in that cave, which is pretty much around the height I was gonna spawn at, would have been a very long dig. I mean, I would have had a pickaxe. But keep in mind, this is about how bright this area is. Let me reiterate, this is about how bright this is. With max gamma. Yeah, and I used to travel up like this. Sorry about the brightness, but yeah, no. It's a very nice helmet. I like it. The nice thing about what I've done is I can now sleep up here, so night's no longer going to be a relevant factor. Good. It's getting tired of it anyways. How nice. No, it's spinning again. That was weird. Okay then. Did that really turn? It does. Cool, but now I'm gonna use the alternate recipe, which is less performant on the computer itself, but, you know, it's nicer. Okay, and now that all that's left is to make that quarry add-on, which is just a motor away. I'd also like to make a speed module if possible, which needs coils, because it's always something. Now it's nickel that's the problem. You know, unless I'm mistaken, this deposit doesn't have nickel on it. Yes, yes. It does have that gold I went looking for. Not the nickel I need. You know what that means, right? Cannot believe I hit a nickel shortage. This close to the end. I mean, copper is nice and possibly useful, but I'm not really in the market for it in particular at the moment. I think nickel spawns like iron, which means I'm still pretty high up for it. And I know this because I know what it isn't. No, it's not just spawning guides. Well, it's probably similar. Oh no. Keep in mind, this is the old way of getting a dreaded compound. Oh, that's the geode I was thinking about. In case you're curious, that was the best method. The fact that I didn't get a pearl means I'd have to keep looking. Yeah, engaging gameplay. Then or you rush fighting the Ender Dragon, which is, considering it's needed the most in the middle game, you're basically gonna play normal survival up until then. Which I find a little bit questionable. But for anyone curious, yeah, I actually do plan to turn this into basically a mining operation by the time I'm done. Yeah, I think 10 nickel should be enough considering I'm only one short for now. This is Oritech, it's full of surprises. And even though a joystick just makes this drawing circles over and over again, doesn't necessarily make it any more fun. exiting gameplay. Still running? I thought this is full. No, it's not. Gonna want a lot more acid than chill fire moving forward, so probably a second refinery, but only with one layer. To remember what I was making. Oh yeah, coils. This is why you grab more than you think you need. Or doubling nickel sounds uncomfortably good right now. Gotta be honest. I think like normal coils just do not require. No, they are like all nickel. This is the one that adds copper. It was the motors. No, they both need nickel. Which is his one use for it. That looks so weird. Why is it actually curved? Should tell me we don't want multiples of those. I'll have to find out if that's by somehow picking up this battery. You know, I'm sorry to say, but I'm absolutely just making the hand roll now that I have the resources. Loads easier. Rip steel. Next up, I want to try and make this needs a battery. That battery is a little annoying to make. It's already in my list because of that. Acid and a container, which needs diamonds. And, you guessed it, nickel. I mean, to be fair, there are literally diamonds right here, so... You know, it's not the worst, it's just not fun. And the nickel's a real thing I'm hurting. There are also iron, nickel, copper, and something else versions of these, which I very much would like to get my hands on. There's also another low-grade one, which is pretty much never worth cracking into. Or maybe I'm getting it mixed up. Anyway, it's time to use some of that dreaded compound I have so much of. And some of the sulfuric acid I've been stocking up on. Because in a somewhat weird way, I do actually need this dubious container. That goes in. Mix this with sulfuric acid. And that makes 8 batteries. Nice and convenient. Our first order of business, a jetpack. Keep in mind that's not actually that much power, and I have to keep that in mind. Because it's also going to go for my tools. And this requires, well, that's naphtha, so... Just say I'll get to it when I get to it. And by that I mean after I snooze. There we go. Okay, that's how it's placed. That's not gonna make a difference. Very nice. And if I didn't read that correctly, this should be everything I need now. Ah, I love not doing things by hand. And I'm gonna repurpose this into a farm, so... it will be easy. What the? I thought that means so cut. Oh, no, it seems to be hitting a lower limit. This isn't taking too much. Oh. It's a good thing I have a good generator, huh? That's really disheartening to see, but, it's, done now. I guess. You know, I really only have to give this a little bit of power, don't I? No matter. Just do this, and it will be charged in a jiffy. Which also means I need to move this frame multiple times, all the way down. Wondrous machines. Do I even bother with this? I mean, 8 blocks is kind of particularly crappy. I'm also not too opposed to just voiding the entire space for my own convenience. Why is it speeding up? You don't have modules on you. Yeah, okay, well... This is gonna take a long time. If only there was a faster way of handling this, which may or may not be questionable. Hmm. Hmm. If only, if only I was able to make my life easier. If only I was willing to make my life easier. Oh, oh. Imagine this. I'm sorry, but I thought the core module would not be completely useless. And I frankly don't care enough about cheating in video games to actually make it a big hassle. I'm not gonna cheat in the frames or anything. I'm just saying, like, I could with Core add-on, I could by hand, but for the sake of time and sensibility, I'm not gonna do this 8 blocks at a time because I think the time to set it up and take it apart will be equal, and therefore not worth it. So, yeah. Let me just access my back. Yes. Because, I mean, that was not impressive to watch it go about 8 blocks and then give up. I mean, come on. I will move it manually. Right? Or you know what I'll do? I do not care. You know, these frames are not going to be enough either. So, you know what, fuck it. We're full sending this. Mainly because I think it's... Well, it's, how should I describe this? Inability to perform simple tasks, such as going in a direction, was moderately infuriating. And therefore, I will be taking it upon myself to improve upon it. So, yeah. I mean, seriously though. I want one module for Bedrock. Just one, that's all I ask for. So, yeah, you reckon this is enough? Zero length. You care to run that by me again? Why? Eight. Ah. Oh, you know what? It's probably multiplicative. Which means without any of those. Just this. 8. And instead of this being 16, it's going to go to like 32. Nope, 64. Okay, it multiplies by 4. Which means if you wanted to go all the way down, you would need 4 of these. Because it's over 1,000. Actually, this is just like 500. That would be enough. So 3 quarry modules. Yeah, you know what? Personally, I'm not a fan. I'm really not. And I don't feel at all bad about what I'm doing. Complain if you want, but I have a life I care to live, and I don't feel like making this take a little too long. You know? Oh, so look at that. I suddenly moved it down, very conveniently, and obtained a sufficient quantity of range. Yep. Oh, and yeah, this jetpack just gives me flight, so, you know, it's pretty nifty. So, yeah, really convenient that I suddenly got the ability to do that. Isn't it? No. I'm not going to do that process. What was that, 8 more times at minimum? Or it was like 16 times? That is defeating the point of automation. Which is so I don't do the work. And therefore very unsatisfying. And yeah, I know that's cheating, but I didn't know going in, and frankly, I'm not building for it. Mainly because it's just such a hassle, and I really want to be out of this phase of, oh, but we'll get to the late game sometime. Preferably before I die, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers. So I'm, yeah. Simply improving the process. And you actually know what? Don't ask how that's making sense. What if I make this chest, make a speed module? Legitimately. Yeah. I think a speed module would make sense. I'm gonna want it for other stuff too. Alright, well, I'll leave that be. Okay, for the best module in the entire mod, I have it. Thank goodness, I didn't even need to come up here. So for anyone curious, no, I don't know what the new power drain is. And no, I'm not exactly eager to find out. Or to realize I built the grid wrong. Okay, well. I can fix that after. It's not a huge issue. What I will... You know, I'm starting to realize that might have a slight effect on its energy efficiency. Which is noteworthy. Oh, okay, forgot that's a really high power to drill. Also, I only had one of these on me, so skadoosh. Yeah, I'm just gonna pick this up really quick. Now I'm holding something that I most certainly should not have access to for a long time. But whatever. Like they say, who cares? It's less effort this way. And I know I only had a stack, so who cares? I don't mind leaving some behind. Especially when those aren't actually mine, but you know, that's that, you know. I mean, I have pipes to spare is the thing, so why the hell not? So that's range, that's speed. And guess I don't have a wrench, huh? Well, it's not going to be synchronous, but kind of don't care. It's now a matter of keeping the thing charged. Along with my own stuff, like my jetpack. Because if that runs out, big problems. Of which... yeah... Would it make more sense to route this indirectly? Yes. Will I? Obviously not. What I can do is skadoosh. Behold. Even more energy production. Yeah, this also increases the rate in which I use it. But oh well. Makes my life easier, and frankly, Steam is a waste product in this version of the mod. Not in the final one. But yeah. So, how do people feel about dying of old age in real time? Having fun? Hmm. I know what I'm producing anyways. This thing. I don't have steel. Accumulate steel. Probably put all the raw, yeah. Good? Yeah. Don't I need like one more exactly from that? Probably means I need another 7, but, you know, whatever. Oh, right, that's the power grid I ripped out. So... whatever. What's the worst that can happen? It runs out of power? For all intents and purposes, I don't care. And that's also the reason why I really wanted this jetpack on me. Ah. Look how much effort I'm putting in. Be proud of me. My ability to dig a hole really fast. Man, I'm so good at Minecraft when I get the robots to do it for me. What do you think the oh, is that the battery already dead? I was saying that in the past. Okay. Let's see how it is. Can we not put cobblestone in that battery? Thank you. I really should move the other chests, shouldn't I? Yeah, I should. Will I? Yeah. That's not right. Keep in mind, red is the discharge. More productivity. My grid does not support. My grid certainly supports it. Boom, bang, ada, tanks, glass. One, two, three. How do you? Charging a battery while running machines, impossible. How's this thing go? This battery's gonna take a long time to charge. Don't ask me how I know. Just get this hunch, you know? As I keep drawing power from it. It's the craziest hunch, you know? Well, considering I'm making sand, gotta kick this on again. I mean, what is a few RF, anyways? You know? Can you get that real conversion? Thank you. Motors! No. Not again. Ickle. How's our fluid looking? Excessive. At best. Cool. Anyways, this eel and that, yeah. Okay, well. Now we put one in here. We let that cook. Take some sand. So I'm just I'm not getting XP, which sucks, but anyways. Take this. Make this. Watch as the battery drains rapidly. Oh well. Cool. What does this have to do with what is? Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. It's time for tanks. All three of them. Isn't the refiner a fun structure to craft? I love microcrafting. I'm out of crapper. Yeah, that's back down to the mines I go. Unless I hit a cave, which I didn't. Well, fuck you, I can fly. Going down to the underworld of industry. Oh, crapper. I have need of thy. The one thing I don't feel like I need Silk Touch for. While I do have a jetpack, it's not exactly the most... Let's just say it's not the best, energy efficiency wise. And it has a very small internal battery. Don't worry, mixing that with another advanced battery and a bunch of things which are seemingly not relevant, and I can increase it about 50-fold. Even though I'm pretty sure adding thrusters to it would make it okay. Anyways, that's like 2 stacks of copper. That better be enough. I'm gonna take off the jetpack before I destroy the entire battery. A very me thing to do. Well, hopefully to take it off, not to blow the battery. I mean, pretty much interchangeable, but, you know. I'm determined to make this hole go all the way to my base. And hopefully it doesn't destroy the geode, because I'd have to actually rearrange the setup for that. That geode's very important. His amethyst is very important. Yippee. But yeah, now with the jetpack, instead of doing this weird spiral head concussionation, I can just fly vertically, unimpeded, in seconds. It's not even including the fact that I'm working on making a better jetpack, so... Yep. Cool. Freaking children, you know what I mean? This is a lot more convenient. I like it. Alright, where was I? Probably making these things. Oh yeah. With the power of this, I can go around and make steel. The final frontier. No, it's cool. Now, how am I supposed to take the battery pack? I guess I can put it over. Oh, by the way, this drill is a half shovel, so, that's why I didn't dig this up yet. I'm a much better shovel just now. Look at the fish. Yes. Look at it. Look how great it is. Alright. And I only left 2 trees floating. Mostly because I can't be bothered to deal with it. But oh well. That was supposed to be done, by the way. I just didn't get around to it. And finally, the refinery is almost ready. First, I'm gonna need more wood. Fortunately, wood's the easy part. This chainsaw is great, man. I'm gonna need to just kind of do a little bit of that was like an entire, that was 2 stacks of and that was like 1.5 stacks of wood. But damn, okay, I see what it is. Refinery number 2. Well, see, the problem is it ain't got no gas in it. You know, unlike Lobotomy Corp, this one actually does a better job of actually carrying through what it says it will. Anyways. Oh. I want another refiner. Shoop. Not sure what those 2 were for, but I guess I'll figure that out in a while or something. Boop beep. Sick. What really was I seeing? Anyways, I just go around here and be like, oh, this is full. Has my power grid just been dead this whole time? For like a moment? No, it's... Oh, it's literally on its last cycle. It will not refuel. Okay, well, that's a little concerning. Anyways, here's ore processing. Yep. High efficient ore process. I'm starting to realize I kind of lack water. Oh shit, spruce forest. I didn't know that was here. I love spruce forests. I know there's a lush cave, I found it already, but that's cool as well. Where does the water come from? I don't have enough acid. Ah, fuck it, we're using acid. I'm gonna need a lot more iron. iron at a discount. Also, I'm going to be making something known as mineral slurry. This is a waste product. And I frankly plan to, do just about nothing about it. I don't know, just because it's a waste product doesn't mean I actually have to address it. But when I do get around to addressing it, it will make cheaper silicone, better plastic, and that's really about it. Whatever I don't need, I can just flush down the toilet or something. I don't know. I also want 2 more centrifuges. Look at that iron doubled. But wait, there's more. I could just use it. I can turn it into gems at a really bad ratio, or a really okay ratio, and then the best ratio. This is probably what I'm going to do for the iron, but that's a bucket per, and frankly, I don't exactly produce a bucket per. Which means I need to use the water recipe. Which is a little problematic when I'm out of water. Oh well. Observe. As I increase my quantity of iron by a lot. I didn't realize it takes that much acid per, but... This is what I like about oil processing. Acid. Anyways, chuck those in a refiner and boom. Significantly more ore. Also, just using the platinum gets you fluxite, which I typically like doing, but in this one case I actually think the gems might not be worth it. Which means water is now actually a pretty big concern of mine. Anyways, that's some iron. And now that I'm thinking about it, the water recipe is not that bad. It still more than doubles your ore output. So it's, you know, good. It's just, could be better. And thinking about it, and frankly, the water... I mean, I'd love to run acid, it's just... As of the moment, I'm producing shield fire, which is the more important of the two. Well, I say more important of the two, but, admittedly, the shield fire is actually the... God forbid I have a train of thought down here. Essentially, the reason why shield fire is good is it gets it into the crushed state. The only other way to do that is to use the fragment forge. And, I did last time. Anyways. Gonna look over my past traumas, just to keep talking. The, fragment forge isn't the most fun structure. And yes, I have to do this one twice, but that's a problem for a later moment. Ow. In short, the fragment forge is unique. I'm gonna take that off. And the fragment forge has some recipes where it feels really nice to use, and there's some where it requires so much hand microcrafting that it's not actually fun or even honestly that good to use. So I'm starting to realize that my armor's not bad, it's my weapon that was bad. And now that I have a somewhat okay weapon, I can actually feel like I'm doing something. Which is nice, you know? Anyways, the good thing about that lush cave is obviously it has a large source of water in it. And I'm going to need 2 buckets worth. So that way I can live a bit more comfortably. Oh, and you know what else is kind of fun about the shield fire refining? Besides it getting into stage 2 of, like, the ore, it, produces a waste product of lava. So, Yeah, you're basically turning lava into lava, just way less. Still good in my opinion. Alright, they destroy each other. Well, shit. I wanted to try and avoid that, but, see, your friend here is a little bit incompetent and slow, which is a problem. Do I have a lava bucket yet? Oh, I have 2 lava buckets. So this actually has pretty good recycling capabilities to it. And yeah, I do plan to basically run all of my ores through this thing from now on. Even if it does destroy pretty much all of my shield fire in the process. It's always easier to produce more than to remove it. I mean, copper, still not that important, but, you know, maybe I can be persuaded. I might just turn copper into gold and vice versa. Well, I have, like, quite a lot of fluid pipes now. Let me just, get an idea. Who knows, maybe a pump would be a good idea. Speaking of which, here's that pump I mentioned. Powered off of my hopes and dreams, apparently, because, well, there's no cable yet. And in my defense, cable is freaking expensive. A nice rule of thumb for these kinds of games is don't make the thing you want expensive. Unless, of course, you just don't want your players to use it. Anyways, I'll have to get more water. And yeah, I do plan to basically directly power the pump in the beginning. It's not very power hungry. Also, remember when the focus of the stream was to dig down to the old base? Yeah, me neither. It's more switched to ore processing. And since I don't really need to get down to the old base all that often, ore processing has kinda just taken the focus. Thanks, Oritech. But in all honesty, I probably should have started with the ore processing and then worked my way back to actually connecting the bases. So what I'm basically getting at is it's not that important. I could fight that Enderman, but I'm not exactly short on Ender Pearls, so why bother? Alright, well, back up. I got that elusive thing known as water. Alrighty, let's see what this thing can do. It's just pumping to itself. Here, can you pump to the other thing now? Cool. Gold, please. And this is how I'm gonna do most of my ore processing from now on. Say what you will about it not being the most lavish, but it gets the job done. Look at all that gold. So you double it, then you double it again, then you add another 1.5 because of my recipe chain, and ada bing, ada boom, and it's done. Again, I'd like to put the emphasis back on, you know, processing, but oh well. Oh, the nice thing is you can also do it like this. Yeah. Because you felt like it was still too much effort. Gold. Power outage, but gold. It's just, this process is painfully slow, and the only way to make it better is speed modules, which I don't have. But not being poor should help a lot with that. So I think when you attack something, it does take power, it's just you don't need power to attack something, so it's kind of a weird spot. Look at all that gold. And look how much effort I put in to get that gold. Truly optimal. I guess you could also find these gems in just any old smelter, but not sure why you wouldn't just use the alloy ore. I mean, it takes more power, but yeah. Well, and also I guess you can even further refine it by using the engraver, by mixing in fluxite to any of the recipes. You can make it into a dust, which can be refined into just one. So I guess if you don't mind using an addition of a shite load of fluxite, I guess if you have an amethyst farm, that's not the biggest problem. But I mean, fluxite is an option. Not a good one, but it is one. I think I'll be sticking to my current method. You know, the one that works well. That took too much to do, but okay. And hey, look, this has power again as well. More acid refining. No, we're not ready. Okay, well, for my next decree, I'm going to charge my backpack. Jetpack. Eventually I will get the upgrade with Naft and bada bing bada boom. It's fine, it's just, for the time being, it's a little out of my way. For context, the NAFTA, don't care, NAFTA recipe requires biodiesel, which I have made already, so, you know, not the most absurd thing, but not exactly the most convenient thing to make either. Damn, this thing's fast. If anything, I should probably be chucking an efficiency module on it, but oh well. Let's try and get this. produce me some coal. How kind. How considerate. How much am I just gonna throw this in a shredder? What, it's not really a fuel anymore for me, so... might as well use it for its carbon contents. And the battery's dead. Something tells me I should just take that efficiency module and keep it on something less power intense. Because that's using 1000 RF a tick, and frankly, I'd rather it be more autonomous than, well, yeah. So I'm gonna put that on my furnace. That was actually what it was originally for anyways. If you can believe it. I don't know. It's kind of nice to have a slightly faster furnace. Considering I'm not making any acid reserves, I mean, couldn't possibly hurt to keep a reserve. At this point, I probably should be making steam engines if I wanted to go faster, but I just kind of can't be too bothered. What? It's just, gonna take some time anyways. Might as well just, stick it through, and I think I might end stream here. Trust me, the next time, should be better. Oh, also I forgot yeah, no one's put in chat, it's fine. Given my, unique and mechanically interesting from a gameplay standpoint, production rate, I'm gonna end the stream here because this is gonna take a short eternity. This battery, on the other hand, most certainly will not be. So, yeah, see you guys all in the next one. Bye-bye.